Morning. Someone asked me if I could do a video of showing you how to throw a tomahawk for a beginner rather than just throwing it. I've already done a video that shows me throwing the tomahawk, so that's what this one's about. For the beginner, how do you start? Hopefully this video will show you how to get started in tomahawk throwing. Okay, let's get on with it. First thing you need to do is to pace the distance out when you're a beginner. 7 paces is about right. Just your ordinary 7 steps. Now I'm using a tomahawk this morning that isn't mine. Well, it's one of mine, but it's not the one I normally use. This one was made by John Walk in Queensland. It's got a very thin blade and it sticks in these trees a lot better than mine will. Also, this one has the shorter handle on it. Now, the correct length for a handle, if you're throwing in competition, is usually gauged to be between the point of your elbow and the top of your fist. The reason for that is that some people like to use throwing knives as well, and they try to match the length of the throwing knife with the length of the helve on the tomahawk, so they can both be thrown from the same distance. Other than that, there is really no rule about length of helve. You can have as long a haft as you want on the tomahawk, and mine is longer than this. But anyway, I'm just telling you that's what I'm throwing with this morning. It's got a shorter handle, so I'll be throwing at a different distance to what I normally throw at. Okay, back against the target, and 7 ordinary paces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that stick marks the 7 paces. Put both feet in front of that mark. Doesn't matter if you scratch a mark with your heel or whether you're using a stick. Put both feet on there, okay, together, toes on the line. When you throw, you step forward. If you're right-handed, you step forward with your left leg, okay. If you're left-handed, step forward with your right leg. I'm right-handed, so I step forward with my left. That means you're reducing the distance from that tree from 7 to 6 when you actually throw. Okay? This is important because if you decide to double it, you will not be going 14 steps, you'll be going 13. Okay? And when you throw, you'll be actually throwing from 12 because you've taken that extra step forward. I hope that isn't too confusing. Okay, we'll have to see how we go with this shorter handle and see whether this is right. Okay, before I start throwing, here's a tip about watching the target. It may not stick in from 7 paces. You might have a longer leg, therefore a longer stride. You might have a longer arm, shorter arm, whatever. If the tomahawk hits head on like this, instead of sticking in with the blade, then you need to come closer, okay, because it's spinning. Okay, so you need to come in closer so that spin finishes up there. Okay, if you hit handle on first, then you're too close. Okay, you need to step back. You need to step back to give it more room to come around. Okay, so watch the target carefully. If you've got somebody else that can stand there with you and watch it for you, all the better, okay? But it's important to watch where it's landing. Now once you've got your distance, mark it with your stick and practice, practice, practice from that mark, okay? Get used to looking at that distance, getting used to that distance. When you've got this right, take the stick away, okay, and judge the distance. What I do, or what I did when I started, was I just started walking through the forest with my tomahawk, and every dead tree I come up to, I just judged the distance and threw the tomahawk. And I just kept doing that until I got it right. And that's the way I did it, okay? Alright, let's get on with it. Do it again, just make sure we got it right. 7 strides or 7 steps, ordinary steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's my mark. Stand with my toes on the mark, and I step forward with my left foot. That's a good throw. You can see that. Bring the camera in closer.